In this particular video, I want to discuss exactly how you can lose body fat without consciously tracking your food intake over the long term. So if you've followed any of my content before, you know I talk a lot about tracking calories and macronutrients, protein, carbohydrates and fats, or just calories and protein. So protein should be set to maintain as much muscle mass as possible in the fat loss phase, and then calories set to create a calorie deficit. However, I get it. I completely understand that some of you don't particularly want to track your food intake. You don't want to take it that seriously, but at the same time, you still want to lose some weight. You might want to lose half a stone to a stone. You don't want to be tracking your food intake every single day. And I absolutely understand and appreciate it can be a pain in the butt tracking your food intake. Now, you can still achieve your fat loss goals without consciously tracking, as long as you're very good at portion control. That therefore means that you can still create a calorie deficit without consciously tracking, as long as you're very good at portion control. So what I would suggest for those individuals that want to lose body fat without consciously tracking all the time is to spend some time tracking your food intake just for 1 week. All I need you to do is download MyFitnessPal and get a rough idea of just how many calories you're taking in each and every day. Now, once you've done this for a week, especially if you're eating similar meals and similar foods each and every day, you should have a real good idea of, okay, when I look at that portion of food, it's roughly X calories. And once you've trained the eye throughout the week, you know roughly how many calories you're taking in, then all I need you to do now is use the scale as the guide to make changes from. So for example, when I get clients to track their food intake, track their training, when they reach a plateau, i.e. they don't reach a 0.5 to 1% weight loss target, that's always the goal each and every week. If they don't achieve that, I talk about dropping calories by 10-15% or adding in an additional cardio session. But because we're not going to be tracking, all you need to do basically is if the scale weight isn't moving in the right direction, is basically just instinctively start eating slightly less calories. So let's go through this once more. Spend 1 week tracking your food intake so you know roughly how many calories you're taking in. The following week, you're no longer tracking your food intake, but you've got a good eye, you know roughly how many calories you're taking in because you've trained the eye and now you've got a good idea about portion control. Once you start doing that and the scale weight isn't moving, then all you need to do is just instinctively just consume a little bit less food, drop down the portion sizes slightly, or add in additional cardio. Remember to keep weight training as the foundation of your routine to maintain muscle mass, and then you'll do the same. The weight should start dropping, and then you'll remeasure your progress once again. As soon as you reach another plateau, instinctively drop down your food a little bit more, bring down those portion sizes a little bit more, or add in more cardio. And therefore what you're really doing is you're doing exactly what you would do if you were tracking everything. You're not going through the whole ordeal of tracking your food intake every single day. So just to clarify, track your food intake for a week, get a good idea of exactly how many calories you're taking in, and then use the scale weight to dictate the decisions going forward. Are you making progress? If yes, is the scale weight dropping slowly? Keep doing the same thing. If it's not, just bring down those portion sizes slightly or add in more cardio. Do that for a period of time until you reach the next plateau, and then do the same again. Drop those portion sizes down slightly again or add in more cardio. And therefore you're really basically doing the same thing without consciously tracking. You're creating that calorie deficit without consciously tracking your food intake. But I really would suggest having just 1 week just to track, just because it makes such a big difference in terms of understanding how calorically dense certain foods are. I think you'll be amazed when you start tracking your food just for that week, just to see how many calories you're actually eating. I think a lot of you will be surprised. You think you're eating a lot less than you actually are. So hopefully this has been useful. If you need any more help with this, please click the link in the description. And if you're still yet to subscribe to the channel, make sure you do, as I'll be uploading videos more frequently on this page.